This one starts with you, the business owner. You set the tone for the entire company. If you're cutting corners, not being transparent, or showing a lack of integrity, guess what? Your employees will notice. It's like that saying, the fish rots from the head down. You need to embody the values of honesty, integrity, and ethical conduct in everything you do. This means being transparent with your financials and having clear policies in place. When you lead by example, your employees are more likely to follow suit. It's about creating a culture where everyone feels empowered to speak up if they see something wrong. This might seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how many businesses skip this crucial step. Hiring the wrong person can cost you big time, not just in terms of money, but also in terms of damage to your reputation and employee morale. Before you bring anyone on board, you need to do your due diligence. This means conducting thorough background checks on all potential employees, especially those handling sensitive financial information. Think of it like an insurance policy. It might cost a little upfront, but it could save you a whole lot of headache down the line. Think of this as a regular checkup for your business. But instead of looking for cavities, you're looking for vulnerabilities. The business world is constantly changing, and new threats emerge all the time. That's why it's crucial to regularly assess your business for potential fraud risks. This means taking a close look at your operations and evaluating the effectiveness of your existing controls. By conducting regular fraud risk assessments, you can proactively identify and mitigate risks, strengthening your defenses and protecting your business. Chapter 4. Implement robust internal controls. Internal controls are the bread and butter of fraud prevention. These are the policies and procedures you put in place to safeguard your assets and deter fraudulent activities. Think of them as the checks and balances within your business. We're talking about things like separating duties and requiring multiple authorizations for large transactions. The goal here is to make it as difficult as possible for someone to commit fraud and to increase the chances of detecting it if they do. Trust me, it's a whole lot cheaper than dealing with the fallout of a major fraud incident. Chapter 5. Fraud Awareness Training. You can have the best security system in the world, but it's useless if your employees don't know how to use it. That's where fraud awareness training comes in. This means educating them about the different types of fraud, the red flags to watch out for, and what to do if they suspect something fishy is going on. The more your employees know, the better equipped they'll be to spot and report potential fraud. Make fraud awareness training an ongoing part of your company culture. Regular refreshers and open discussions about fraud can go a long way in creating a culture of vigilance. Chapter 6. Whistleblower Policy. Let's face it, nobody likes a snitch. But when it comes to fraud, we need people to feel comfortable speaking up. That's why it's crucial to have a clear and robust whistleblower policy in place. This policy should provide a safe and confidential way for employees to report any suspected wrongdoing without fear of retaliation. You need to actively encourage employees to come forward if they see something suspicious. This means creating a culture where reporting is encouraged and where employees know they'll be protected from retaliation. By creating a safe space for whistleblowers, you're essentially giving yourself an extra set of eyes and ears on the ground. Think of audits like those routine dental checkups we all love to hate. They might not be the most fun, but they're essential for maintaining good hygiene, and in this case, financial health. Regular audits and reviews of your financial records, inventory, and internal controls are crucial for detecting and deterring fraud. You can start with simple internal audits, and gradually work your way up to more comprehensive external audits as your business grows. The key is to make audits a regular part of your business operations, not just something you do when you suspect something is wrong. Imagine this. You've got one person handling all your finances, from writing checks to reconciling bank statements. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? That's why segregating duties is so important. It's all about dividing critical financial tasks among different employees to reduce the risk of fraud. By separating these duties, you're creating a system of checks and balances that makes it much harder for one person to commit fraud undetected. Even with a small team, you can still implement the principle of segregation of duties. In the age of big data, we're swimming in financial information. But data is only useful if you actually use it. Regularly monitoring and analyzing your financial data is like looking for patterns in the sand. You might spot something unusual that could indicate fraud. This means keeping a close eye on your key performance indicators and using data analytics tools to identify any red flags. Technology has made it easier than ever to track and analyze financial data, so there's no excuse not to be doing it. The sooner you detect a potential fraud, the less damage it can cause. Remember that strong ethical tone we talked about earlier? Well, it all ties into this final point, fostering an open and transparent culture. This means creating an environment where employees feel comfortable asking questions, raising concerns, and challenging the status quo. When employees feel like they're part of a team, they're more likely to be invested in the success of the business. This means being transparent about your financials and encouraging employees to speak up if they see something wrong. Building a fraud-resistant culture is a team effort. So, there you have it. 10 actionable steps you can take right now to build a fraud-resistant culture in your small business. Remember, it's not about implementing every single one of these overnight. It's about taking a proactive and comprehensive approach to fraud prevention. If you want to dive deeper into any of these points, be sure to check out my blog. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on business, finance, and entrepreneurship. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.